projected 30% decline in e-commerce growth across retail apparel and electronics sectors by Q2 2025, competitive insights and global reactions. Overview. As of early 2025, projections indicate a significant 30% decline in e-commerce growth across pivotal sectors including retail apparel and electronics by the second quarter of 2025. This anticipated downturn is attributed to various factors that have reshaped consumer behavior and market dynamics in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. The e-commerce sector, which experienced unprecedented growth during the pandemic, is now facing a market correction as economic conditions stabilize and consumer habits evolve. Market context. The e-commerce apparel market, valued at approximately $764.4 billion in 2024, is projected to reach $1.2 trillion by 2030, growing at a compound annual growth rate (CAGR) of 7.8%. However, the anticipated decline in growth rates by 2025 suggests that the e-commerce sector may be entering a phase of normalization following the explosive growth experienced during the pandemic. Consumers initially flocked to online shopping due to lockdowns and social distancing measures, but as restrictions ease, a shift back to traditional shopping methods is evident. Consumer trends. The pandemic has instigated a permanent shift in consumer behavior, with a growing preference for personalized and convenient shopping experiences. Research shows that 75% of consumers now prioritize convenience more than ever before, leading to a surge in mobile shopping, which is expected to constitute 62% of e-commerce by 2027. The integration of advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence (AI), augmented reality (AR), and flexible payment options (e.g. buy now pay later) has enhanced consumer engagement and satisfaction. But the economic climate's uncertainties now prompt a more cautious approach to spending. Competitive landscape. Major players in the e-commerce sector, including Amazon, Walmart, and Target, have rapidly adapted to changing consumer demands. Walmart witnessed a remarkable 74% increase in e-commerce sales during the pandemic, while Amazon adjusted its logistics strategies in response to unprecedented demand. These companies continue to leverage technology and optimize supply chains to meet consumer expectations for fast delivery, yet the projected decline in growth rates indicates that these strategies may need to evolve further to sustain competitive advantage. Global reactions. The pandemic has compelled businesses worldwide to reassess their strategies. European retailers, for instance, have reported a substantial rise in digital sales, with e-commerce accounting for 18.9% of total retail sales during peak holiday seasons. In contrast, traditional brick-and-mortar sales have struggled, particularly in the department store sector, which has seen a significant decline in market share. Timeline of key events. 1. Pandemic onset. Early 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic catalyzed a rapid shift to e-commerce, with U.S. retail e-commerce surging by 32.4% year-over-year by Q2 2020. 2. Post-pandemic recovery 2021 to 2023. As physical stores reopened, consumer spending patterns began to normalize, signaling a potential decline in the extraordinary growth rates witnessed during the pandemic. 3. Economic adjustments 2023 to 2025. Rising inflation rates and a cautious consumer sentiment have influenced spending on non-essential items. A survey indicated that 40% of consumers plan to reduce spending on discretionary goods, further signaling a shift in consumer behavior. Diverging insights. Industry analyses present diverging perspectives on the future of e-commerce. While some reports emphasize the importance of technological integration and personalized experiences as critical drivers of growth, others highlight economic challenges such as inflation and consumer wariness about discretionary spending as potential obstacles. As the market adjusts to new consumer behaviors and economic realities, retailers will need to navigate these changes thoughtfully. Conclusion. The projected 30% decline in e-commerce growth across the retail apparel and electronics sectors by Q2 2025 reflects a significant transition in the market. While the e-commerce landscape has undergone transformative changes due to the pandemic, this decline signifies a more mature market adapting to evolving consumer preferences and economic conditions.
Retailers must prioritize technological integration, customer engagement,
and value-driven strategies to remain competitive in a post-pandemic world.
References: 1. Research and Markets. 2025, Trends Shaping the E-commerce Apparel Market 2025 to 2030. 2. Big Commerce. 2025, 12 E-commerce Trends That Are Powering Online Retail Forward. 3. ROI Revolution. 2025, COVID-19 and E-commerce, Insights and Adaptations. This report reflects the evolving dynamics of e-commerce in the context of a post-pandemic world, emphasizing the need for adaptability and strategic foresight among retailers. The projected 30% decline in e-commerce growth across retail, apparel, and electronics sectors by Q2 2025 might appear counterintuitive given the significant growth trends observed during the pandemic. Here are some counterintuitive insights derived from the content. 1. Growth versus decline. Despite the e-commerce apparel market being projected to grow to $1.2 trillion by 2030 from $764.4 billion in 2024 with a CAGR of 7.8%, the anticipated decline in growth rates by 2025 signals a market correction rather than a sustained trajectory of growth. This suggests that growth rates during the pandemic, which were significantly boosted by a rapid shift to online shopping, are not indicative of long-term trends. 2. Consumer preferences. Although 75% of consumers now prioritize convenience more than they did pre-pandemic, a significant 40% of consumers plan to cut back on spending for non-essential items. This duality illustrates that while convenience remains paramount, economic factors such as inflation and consumer caution are leading shoppers to be more selective, which could contribute to the projected decline in e-commerce growth. 3. Market dynamics. Major players like Walmart and Amazon thrived during the pandemic, with Walmart's e-commerce sales surging 74%. However, as physical stores have reopened and consumer spending patterns normalize, the rapid growth experienced during lockdowns is expected to level off. This indicates that e-commerce growth is not merely a function of expanding online capabilities but is also heavily influenced by external factors such as economic conditions and consumer sentiment. For the technological integration, while advancements in technology such as AI and augmented reality are expected to drive future growth, there is a tension between technological innovation and economic constraints. The integration of new technologies might enhance consumer experiences and convenience, but rising inflation and cautious spending could counteract the benefits these technologies provide. 5. Global variability. The rise of e-commerce in certain regions such as Europe, where digital sales reached 18.9% of total retail during peak holiday seasons, contrasts sharply with the struggles of traditional brick-and-mortar stores. This suggests that the global reaction to e-commerce is not uniform. Different markets exhibit varying levels of resilience and adaptability to online shopping trends. 6. Consumer loyalty. With 70% of consumers reportedly having purchased from a competitor of their go-to brand in the past year, brand loyalty is decreasing. This signifies a shift in consumer behavior where price and value take precedence over brand loyalty, exposing e-commerce brands to greater competition and fluctuating market dynamics. 7. Economic factors. The anticipated growth trajectory for e-commerce is being tempered by economic realities such as inflation and shifting consumer priorities. For instance, while e-commerce sales may continue to grow, the pace of that growth could be severely impacted by broader economic concerns, defying expectations of unmitigated growth. 8. Retail sector resilience. The apparel sector, traditionally seen as a stronghold of e-commerce, may face unique challenges as consumer behaviors evolve. The pandemic initially drove significant online sales, but as consumers return to physical stores, the apparel sector may struggle to maintain its online momentum, reflecting a more complex interplay between online and offline sales channels. 9. E-commerce saturation. The rapid acceleration of e-commerce during the pandemic may have led to market saturation in certain categories. As consumers have adapted to online shopping, the initial surge in demand may not translate into sustained growth, suggesting a potential plateau in e-commerce expansion. These counterintuitive insights reveal that while the e-commerce landscape has transformed dramatically due to the pandemic, the future growth of the sector will be influenced by a complex mix of consumer behavior, technological advancements, economic conditions, and competitive dynamics. Retailers must be agile and responsive to these changing factors to navigate the projected decline in growth effectively. The report's projection of a 30% decline in e-commerce growth across retail, apparel, and electronics sectors by Q2 2025 highlights a significant shift in consumer behavior and market dynamics. While the overall narrative encapsulates key trends, several crucial insights tend to be overlooked. Here we identify and delve deeper into these insights, elucidating their significance and potential implications for businesses and stakeholders in the e-commerce ecosystem. 1. Market correction post-pandemic surge. The anticipated decline in e-commerce growth rates signals not just a temporary dip but a market correction following the unprecedented surge during the COVID-19 pandemic. While the e-commerce apparel market is projected to grow significantly by 2030, the correction to a more sustainable growth rate reflects the normalization of consumer behavior as physical retail reopens and competition intensifies. This corrective phase is significant as it emphasizes the need for businesses to recalibrate their growth strategies. Significance: businesses that thrived during the pandemic may face challenges in maintaining growth rates. Companies must adapt to a more competitive landscape where online shopping is no longer a novelty but an established norm. Those that do not adjust their strategies risk losing market share as consumers return to physical shopping or shift their online preferences. 2. Shift in consumer priorities toward personalization and convenience. The report notes that 75% of consumers value convenience more than they did pre-pandemic, with a notable rise in mobile shopping. However, the deeper implications of this shift are often overlooked. The increasing demand for personalized shopping experiences facilitated by technologies such as AI and augmented reality indicates a transformative change in consumer expectations. Significance: retailers must invest in technology that enhances personalization and convenience. The integration of AI for tailored recommendations and AR for virtual try-ons can significantly impact consumer satisfaction and loyalty. Companies that fail to innovate in these areas may struggle to engage a consumer base that increasingly demands personalized experiences. 3. Diverging economic factors impacting consumer spending. While the report highlights inflation and cautious consumer spending as potential brakes on growth, the nuance behind these economic factors deserves further exploration. A significant 40% of consumers planning to spend less on non-essential items illustrates a broader trend of prioritizing spending amid economic uncertainty. Significance: retailers must be acutely aware of changing consumer sentiment regarding discretionary spending. This shift requires strategic adjustments in marketing, inventory management, and pricing strategies. Brands that can effectively communicate value and address consumer concerns about affordability will be better positioned to thrive in a cautious economic climate. 4. The role of technological innovation. While the report emphasizes the importance of technological integration, it tends to understate the profound impact of emerging technologies on the competitive landscape. The rise of social commerce and influencer marketing, coupled with advanced analytics and inventory management powered by AI, indicates a seismic shift in how retailers operate. Significance: businesses must prioritize investment in technology that not only enhances operational efficiency but also deepens customer engagement. For instance, the use of predictive analytics to anticipate customer preferences can lead to more effective inventory management and targeted marketing campaigns. Companies that embrace these technologies will likely outperform their competitors who rely on traditional retail strategies. 5. Global market dynamics and regional variations. The report mentions global reactions to the pandemic, particularly in Europe where digital sales surged. However, the implications of regional differences in e-commerce adoption are often overlooked. For instance, emerging markets are experiencing rapid growth in e-commerce adoption due to improved internet connectivity and mobile penetration. Significance: businesses must recognize the importance of tailoring strategies to different regional markets. Companies that adapt their approaches to local consumer behaviors and preferences will capture market share in regions where e-commerce is still burgeoning. Ignoring these differences could result in missed opportunities in high-growth markets. 6. Long-term changes in consumer behavior. The shift to e-commerce during the pandemic is not merely a temporary adjustment, it represents a fundamental change in consumer behavior. The report indicates that many consumers are likely to continue shopping online even after the pandemic subsides. Significance: this change necessitates that brands rethink their long-term strategies. Companies should focus not only on e-commerce as a sales channel but also on building a robust omni-channel presence that integrates both online and offline experiences. The need for seamless customer experiences across platforms is paramount, as consumers continue to expect flexibility and convenience. 7. The importance of sustainability. While the report briefly touches upon trends in sustainable fashion, the depth of consumer interest in sustainability is often underestimated. A growing number of consumers, particularly among younger demographics, prioritize eco-friendly brands and practices in their purchasing decisions. Significance: brands that incorporate sustainability into their business models will resonate more with conscious consumers. This trend is not just a marketing angle but a fundamental shift in consumer expectations. Retailers that fail to adapt to this growing demand for sustainability may find themselves at a competitive disadvantage. Conclusion: the projected 30% decline in e-commerce growth serves as a pivotal moment for retailers, necessitating a profound understanding of shifting consumer behaviors, economic pressures, and technological advancements. By focusing on the often overlooked insights presented in the report, businesses can better navigate the complexities of the evolving e-commerce landscape. Emphasizing personalization, technological integration, regional strategies, and sustainability will be critical for retailers striving to maintain growth and relevance in a post-pandemic world. The ability to adapt and innovate will ultimately determine success in the increasingly competitive and dynamic e-commerce environment. 1. Market context and correction. The projected 30% decline in e-commerce growth, particularly in the retail, apparel, and electronics sectors by Q2 2025, signifies a market correction following the explosive growth during the COVID-19 pandemic. While the e-commerce apparel market is set to grow from $764.4 billion in 2024 to $1.2 trillion by 2030, this anticipated downturn highlights the necessity for businesses to adapt to a more normalized shopping environment and changing consumer behaviors. The pandemic-induced surge in online shopping was an anomaly driven by restrictions on physical retail, and the current projection indicates a shift toward a more sustainable growth trajectory as consumer habits stabilize. 2. Shifting consumer trends. Post-pandemic consumer preferences are increasingly centered around personalization and convenience. A significant 75% of consumers now prioritize convenience, with mobile shopping expected to account for 62% of e-commerce by 2027. The integration of advanced technologies such as AI and augmented reality (AR) is enhancing the shopping experience, fostering greater consumer engagement. This shift toward a personalized online shopping experience is crucial for retailers to maintain relevance and competitiveness in a landscape where consumers are more discerning about their shopping choices. 3. Competitive landscape adaptation. Major retailers like Amazon, Walmart, and Target have shown remarkable agility in adapting to the evolving e-commerce ecosystem. For instance, Walmart experienced a 74% increase in e-commerce sales during the pandemic.
demonstrating the importance of robust supply chain optimization and technology integration to meet consumer demands for quick delivery.
These adaptations are not only crucial for immediate growth but also for long-term sustainability as companies face the projected decline in e-commerce growth rates.
The ability to leverage technology and improve logistics will be pivotal for maintaining customer loyalty and driving future sales. 4. Global reactions and strategic shifts. The pandemic has prompted retailers worldwide to rethink their strategies, particularly in regions like Europe, where e-commerce has gained significant traction, accounting for 18.9% of total retail sales during peak holiday seasons.
This trend contrasts sharply with the challenges faced by traditional brick-and-mortar stores, which continue to lose market share. Retailers must not only embrace digital transformation but also consider the broader economic factors influencing consumer spending, such as inflation and economic uncertainty.
A significant percentage of consumers are now wary of discretionary spending, with 40% planning to cut back on non-essential purchases. Understanding these shifts is crucial for retailers to tailor their strategies effectively and capitalize on the evolving market dynamics. 1. The Great Depression and its impact on retail. The Great Depression, which began in 1929, had a profound impact on consumer behaviors and retail markets across the globe. As unemployment rates soared and disposable income dwindled, consumer spending plummeted. Retailers were forced to adapt to a new reality where many people prioritized basic necessities over luxuries. This led to significant changes in how goods were sold, with many retailers adopting discount strategies and innovative marketing techniques to attract the cash-strapped public.
The economic hardships of the era forced the retail industry to rethink its approach,
leading to developments such as the introduction of installment buying plans and the rise of discount stores. 2. The dot-com bubble burst. The late 1990s saw a massive surge in e-commerce as many companies rushed to capitalize on the internet's potential. However, by the early 2000s, the dot-com bubble burst, leading to a significant decline in internet-based companies, particularly those without solid business models. Many established e-commerce companies were forced to reassess their strategies, leading to industry consolidation and the downfall of numerous startups. The aftermath reshaped consumer trust in online shopping as many turned away from e-commerce due to the perceived risks associated with online purchases and the uncertain financial viability of many online retailers. 3. The 2008 financial crisis. The global financial crisis of 2008 significantly affected consumer spending and retail dynamics. As credit markets tightened and unemployment rose, consumers became more cautious with their spending, leading to reduced sales in various sectors, particularly luxury goods. Retailers had to adapt quickly, focusing on value and discount offerings to attract budget-conscious shoppers. This crisis accelerated the shift toward e-commerce as consumers turned to online shopping for better deals and convenience amid the economic uncertainty.
The crisis led to long-term changes in consumer behavior, with an increased emphasis on savings and financial prudence that influenced retail strategies for years to come. The projected 30% decline in e-commerce growth across the retail, apparel, and electronics sectors by Q2 2025 signifies a pivotal moment in the evolution of online shopping. This forecast is shaped by several intertwined factors, including shifts in consumer behavior, technological advancements, economic pressures, and competitive dynamics. Below are key predictions and insights regarding the future of e-commerce in the context of these developments. 1. Market correction and maturity. The expected decline in e-commerce growth is indicative of a market correction following the significant spikes experienced during the COVID-19 pandemic. As physical retail reopens and consumer spending normalizes, the accelerated growth rates are likely to stabilize. By 2025, the e-commerce landscape will resemble a more mature market, with growth rates settling into more sustainable patterns reflective of pre-pandemic norms. 2. Consumer behavior shifts. A lasting impact of the pandemic is the transformation in consumer shopping habits.
The future will see a more cautious consumer with approximately 40% planning to cut spending on non-essential items. This cautious approach is likely to persist, leading to a stronger focus on value and essential goods. As a result, brands will need to prioritize customer loyalty and engagement strategies to retain consumers who may be more selective in their purchases. 3. Technological integration and personalization. Technological advancements will continue to play a crucial role in shaping the e-commerce landscape. AI-driven personalization will enhance the shopping experience with tools that provide tailored recommendations and seamless checkout processes becoming standard. The integration of augmented reality AR for virtual try-ons and product visualizations will become more widespread, particularly in the apparel sector, driving engagement and reducing return rates. 4. Mobile shopping dominance. Mobile commerce is expected to constitute an increasing share of e-commerce, reaching approximately 62% by 2027. Brands will need to optimize their mobile platforms to ensure a seamless shopping experience, as consumers increasingly prefer to shop on their smartphones. This trend emphasizes the importance of mobile-friendly websites and payment solutions, as convenience remains paramount for consumers. 5. Economic pressures and inflation. Economic factors such as inflation will continue to influence consumer spending habits. With rising prices, consumers may prioritize budget-friendly options, leading to an increase in demand for value-driven brands and products. E-commerce platforms will need to adapt their pricing strategies and promotional offerings to remain competitive, especially in the face of economic uncertainty. 6. Sustainability and ethical shopping. The demand for sustainable and ethically produced products is expected to grow, driven primarily by younger consumers who prioritize environmental responsibility. Brands that embrace sustainable practices and transparently communicate their efforts will likely see increased loyalty and market share. The apparel sector in particular will need to pivot towards eco-friendly options to appeal to this conscientious demographic. 7. Rise of social commerce. Social media platforms will increasingly serve as shopping hubs, with the rise of social commerce projected to continue. By 2025, an estimated 110 million people will shop via social channels. Brands will need to develop integrated strategies that leverage social media for product discovery and direct purchases, enhancing engagement through influencer partnerships and interactive content. 8. E-commerce logistics and fulfillment innovations. As e-commerce continues to grow, so will the challenges associated with logistics and fulfillment. Companies will increasingly invest in supply chain innovations, including automation and AI, to improve efficiency and reduce delivery times. The demand for faster shipping options, including same-day and next-day delivery, will push retailers to optimize their logistics strategies to meet consumer expectations. 9. Increased competition and market consolidation. The competitive landscape will continue to evolve, with established players like Amazon, Walmart, and Target further solidifying their market positions. Smaller retailers may face challenges in competing with these giants, leading to potential market consolidation as brands seek partnerships or mergers to enhance their operational capabilities and market reach. 10. Focus on omni-channel strategies. Finally, the future of e-commerce will see a stronger emphasis on omni-channel strategies, blending online and offline shopping experiences. Retailers will need to create seamless transitions between digital and physical touchpoints, offering options like buy online, pickup in-store BOPIS to cater to evolving consumer preferences. Conclusion. While the projected decline in e-commerce growth presents challenges, it also offers opportunities for brands to refine their strategies and adapt to changing consumer expectations. As the market matures, retailers that leverage technology, prioritize sustainability, and enhance customer engagement will be well positioned to thrive in the evolving e-commerce landscape.